Here is the organization of the rest of the course. Notice that the next module develops your why, and then we spend from Module 3 to Module 5 developing your practices. Only after setting this firm foundation do we move into the rubric design. We're going to spend the second half of the course creating, critiquing, and refining the learning progressions. Creating the assessment is nearly the last thing we will do. This is called backwards design. I was taught to create the activity first, then create a highly specific rubric to score that particular activity. I don't do that anymore. We decide what outcomes we want to assess first and then make sure that the activity fits those desired outcomes. Remember, the outcomes are going to be general enough to apply to myriad assignments, with the specific non-repetitive requirements provided on the assignment itself, not in the rubric. Backwards design is arguably the best way to keep assignments streamlined, align assessments with the outcomes, and pull students to higher levels of achievement. Before we end this first module, I want to briefly distinguish a few words with you so we're on the same page going forward. Going gradeless does not mean never providing traditional grades. It does mean changing the way you use grades, often delaying communication of grades in favor of more descriptive feedback. I use the terms assessment, assignment, activity, and task pretty much interchangeably. An outcome is related to a standard, usually a clear description of what a student can do. Learning progressions are the levels of achievement that are developmentally distinct. A rubric is the chart that organizes those learning progressions horizontally, with outcomes in different rows. In addition, we do our best to avoid terms such as lower and higher levels. We try to use the words foundational and then more sophisticated as our level descriptions. Same with strong versus weak. We like to say weaknesses are areas of opportunity. While this may cause some of us to do an eye roll, language is so important. What's communicated when you tell a student they're working at a low level? Compare that to telling them that they are working on the foundational level. What a difference. That said, it's a really difficult habit to break, so you'll have to forgive me if I slip up. While you won't see his face here, Dave has been a behind-the-scenes collaborator and will be actively involved in the assignments. He is also busy in the podcast world. I highly recommend that you check out his interviews on From Earning to Learning to hear some great discussions. You can find links to our podcasts and blogs on our website, www.reimagineschools.com. On your own, please complete the remaining tasks listed in this module, which includes reading from the Going Gradeless book. When you are done and you are ready, please begin Module 2. We will be developing our why and digging more deeply into the theoretical framework that we have outlined in this module.